Hey, Jody here from Healing Journey Services, and today we're all going to talk about 3 alternatives to sugar and why you want to think about alternatives to sugar if you have anxiety or gut issues. Before we dive deeper, just a reminder that I have a Gut Instinct membership program, which is a very affordable way to get to the root causes of what's going on underneath your anxiety or your gut health problems. It's an incredible group of women. You have access to coaching from me, and then you also get lab testing. But really, the bonus is that you now have a clear-cut way to get to the root cause of your anxiety or gut health issues. So let's dive into the sugar anxiety link, okay? So there is actually an insane amount of sugar that we eat every year. So if you're somebody who's a female between the ages of 31 and 50, you're eating, according to this McLean's research in 2011, and I really don't think much has changed. You're eating, can you guess? Guess. I want to see guesses below. 74 pounds of sugar a year. So that's disgusting. That is like a whole shit ton of bags of sugar. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 17 bags of sugar. Oh, like could you imagine that, like the Red Path bags, just like going and eating 17 bags of sugar? And imagine what that's doing to your body, right? There's a whole host of things it's going to do to your body. And the link to anxiety in the gut is that it's going to be feeding those lovely unwanted parasites or bacterial infections that are living inside of your body. So the more you're eating this crappy bleached white sugar, the more you're actually creating more gut issues. And when you have gut issues, then it's actually going to cause issues with things like anxiety, because you have leaky gut, and then all of those toxins are going to leak into your body. And for some people, it's going to be creating some serious mental health issues. And so that is the link between sugar, your gut, and anxiety. So it's pretty substantial. The other thing that sugar is going to do in terms of the link for anxiety is it's going to cause some blood sugar issues. And so if you're eating, foods that's high in sugar without a protein or a fat to balance it out, you're going to be spiking your blood sugar, right? Your body goes, oh my goodness, the blood sugar is way too high. We need to lower it. So it lowers it, and now we're way down here, and it goes, oh my goodness, now it's too low, and then it raises, you crave sugary foods, and it raises it up, and you do this sort of roller coaster. And this roller coaster is very anxiety provoking. So a lot of the symptoms associated with blood sugar regulation are anxiety, whether it's hypoglycemia or insulin resistance. You're going to experience that hangries or that, nervous shaking before a meal. Those are symptoms that are actually related to how you're consuming sugar, right? So today I just wanted to share with you some really great sugar alternatives. So there's a lot of different sugar alternatives out there. But before I dive into that, I wanted to let you know that there is sugar everywhere. So when I first got into this field, I, started reading the labels on the food that I was eating. And I was doing, I think way back in the day, a Candida diet, which is a sugar-free diet. And I was floored at all of these random foods that still had sugar in them that really didn't need it. Like my kind of most disturbing one is when you get, dried pineapple, and they're rolling the dried pineapple in sugar, and pineapple is already full of sugar naturally. So, some of the codes of sugar is like barley malt, beet sugar, blackstrap molasses, rice syrup, maple syrup, maltodextrin, carob syrup, evaporated cane juice, dextrose, high fructose corn syrup, glucose, fructose, and glucose. So those are all codes. There's more. I could go on and on for sugar. So what I like to recommend is people, if they're going to swap it out, they swap it out for healthier sugars. So, 3 healthier sugars that you can use that aren't overly processed. It's going to be raw honey, maple syrup, and dates. So those are my 3 favorite. They're still high glycemic and they still have sugars in them, but they're much more natural. But ideally, if you can move towards sugars that actually aren't going to affect your blood sugar and cause that, you know, roller coaster, that's going to be ideal. And so the two are monk fruit extract and stevia. So these things are going to create that sweetened kind of taste, because let's be honest, when you're cutting out sugar completely, it's super depressing. And so, you know, a way to start is to, you know, put some in your smoothie in the morning. If you're adding, you know, a sweetener like maple syrup, just get a protein powder with stevia in it. So you're getting used to the stevia, and then your body's also, you know, not having to do that roller coaster first thing in the morning. You can also use monk fruit for baking. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's a really great option to also not cause that blood sugar to start to go like this. So really the moral of today's chat is that, you know, sugar is absolutely connected to your anxiety through feeding your gut bugs, which is then going to cause toxins that's going to be impacting your brain, and by this roller coaster. So starting to eat healthier sugars is definitely a start, and then swapping some of those sugars out for alternative sweeteners that aren't going to cause that blood sugar roller coaster is the next step.